Oh my God, holy shit. Oh my God. Sometimes it's not crazy, but sometimes it's crazy. And right now it feels a little crazy. This is weird. Okay, now I'm kind of getting creeped out. Oh, I cut myself. Okay, there's a tarantula hawk. Holy cow, that thing's really close. Okay, we're in it now. We're deep in it. Look at where we are here. This is Arizona. We're up in the mountains. Gonna go for a hike right now with the dogs. There's Dodger. I'm gonna be real cautious about snakes right now. One thing I like doing when I'm worried about snakes is walking in terrain like this here. Right here you got some sand. You know, there's not much, it's just a small wash right here. But if there's any markings that look like snakes, then that'll give me an indication. You know, when I'm unfamiliar in an area, then that's kind of where I like to hike first, just to kind of get a feel for it. Because there's certain places you can go and you'll see snake tracks all over in the sand. So I haven't seen any out here yet. I'm sure they're out here somewhere. So hopefully we won't run into them. We just got to hike through this. There's someone took a dump here. And they didn't bury it very well, obviously. You should bury it up out of the wash and deep. You need to bury it at least 6 inches deep so animals don't dig it up. But we're just gonna hike through this wash a little bit, about 1/8 of a mile, and we'll end up on this road up here. You can see the road, how it cuts through this hillside. Then it goes out this way. The Dodger's just trailing behind us. I want him to follow me a little bit closer so he's not wandering around running into snakes. Dodger, come on, let's go. He heard me, he actually heard me. Come on, Dodge, let's go. Let's go, come on. So here's a good spot I can rest out of the wind. It's a little windy today. I wanted to wait for it to not be so windy. But sometimes when the weather's nice, you just gotta go. So I'm gonna try and keep the wind down, but there's something could be really interesting up here. It's probably a 1/2 mile down this road. So once we get down to the road, then it's a lot more open and I won't be as worried about rattlesnakes. So that'll be nice. And let me give you a shot of where we are. This little hovel here is actually a little bit of shade and it's cool on this side of the rocks. I don't see any snake holes here, so I think this is safe to take a little break and get the dogs in here. So we're gonna hike somewhere, like I said, about 1/2 mile down the road. And there's something pretty interesting. I don't want to give it away, but it's something that shouldn't be there. And I could see a little bit of reflectivity when I hiked out of this road before, but I didn't get anywhere near to where it was. So I'm not sure if it's exactly what I think it is, but I think it might be what I think it is. So this is the kind of thing we do here on the Got Out channel. Me and the dogs, we've been living out here on the road full time for over 2 years now, and we travel with a truck and a trailer, just like van life, RV lifers, nomad lifers. That's what we do full time, and I love it out here. And if you want to watch all of our adventures, then check out our past adventures, and you can see when we actually did run into some rattlesnakes, which is always a sketchy situation when you got dogs. So I got a little bit of water in the pack, and I should have had more. I just didn't get a chance to filter more, but it'll be enough for us to get down to this area and back. So let's go check it out. So as I'm hiking here, I'm just keeping my eyes down, looking for snake tracks and trying to keep my eyes ahead of where the dogs are, so I can hopefully see anything that's in our path that I want to verbally tell the dogs to stop and back up. And if you look at some of our videos from the past, There's an incident where Dodger found the biggest rattlesnake I've ever seen in the wild. And he found it in this old outhouse, and it rattled up a storm. It was so loud, and he jumped right back, luckily. So that was the first time I'd seen him encounter one. And so now I have this kind of good feeling that if he does see one, at least if it rattles, he'll step back. I mean, that thing looks so vicious. It was pissed. But take a look at some of our videos from the past, and you'll see it. You can see how big this rattlesnake was and how loud it was too, because it was rattling on camera. Take a look at this. All right, now what this is a tarantula. And one way I know there's tarantulas around here is obviously these webs. And sometimes you can see them poking out a little bit. But the other way I know is there's this huge wasp flying around, and it's hard to capture on camera, but it's huge. It's about this big, and it has reddish orange wings, and it's a black body, and you can't miss it. And they're singular wasps. They just fly around by themselves. And they prey and lay their eggs in tarantulas. So whenever you see those, you know there's tarantulas around. I can't see the hole where this one goes in, but if you find the hole, you can see it. A lot of times it'll be just crouched there right at the entrance of the hole. If that thing came out though, I would be freaked out. Okay, let's go. Let's hike. Come on, Nico. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Nico. So here now we've come to the road, and it goes up here. And this is where we're gonna be heading. This way is, that's a pretty neat area up there. Look at that hill. There's all kinds of wildflowers out here. I haven't seen any animals. There's definitely cow dung around, but I haven't seen any cows. It's not fresh. I do have Mr. Echo's leash in my pack in case we run into anything that he might want to chase. So we're gonna go up over this hill, and then we can probably spot from a distance what I'm trying to find today. Whew, okay. I just ran up that hill. If you can hear, besides the wind, you can hear the highway back there. We're pretty close to it. It's only a quarter mile away. And we've been camped about the same distance from the highway. It actually hasn't been bad with the way the hills are situated and the way the highway is situated. It really hasn't been noisy. You know, if you're outside of the trailer, you can hear the highway noise, but inside you can't really hear it. Okay, now from this spot, I can see what we're after. This is what we're gonna go check out. Can you see that down there? See this right here. So you can just see this object here just off the side of the road. It looks like there's a dip, and then it's right on the other side of that dip. I guess it's like right there. And what I think it is, it will be a real surprise when we see it. And I'll give you a hint. If you look around here, there's nothing around here that would make sense as to why this thing is there. I could be wrong, but let's go find out. We'll see. You never know on the Got Out channel. Well, this is a pretty nice road. You know, I wouldn't drive anything down this road, but it's easy to hike on it. It's a little sketchy to get to from our campsite. Oh, I cut myself. Well, I kneeled down on a stick. Now in my pack here, I have a first aid kit, a basic first aid kit. I've shown the contents of it before on another video. And I also have a doggy first aid kit. So I got some like Neosporin, hydrogen peroxide wipes, all kinds of gauze, band-aids, and things like that. One of the most important things is tweezers. And I had this little stick stuck in here, and I was able to get out with my fingers, but if I wasn't, then the tweezers would have come in real handy. And obviously with the dogs, well, there goes a tarantula hawk. They're huge. I mean, they're the size of like, bigger than a silver dollar. And supposedly they're really not aggressive, so you don't really have to worry about them. But if you step on one or sit on one or grab one accidentally, then they will sting. And they have, I think it's one of the most painful stings in the world. I mean, Arizona is not, it's not really the safest place in some sense as far as animals and wildlife. And I mean, we just had a hive of bees fly through our camp again, and they were bouncing into the outside of the trailer. I tried to capture it on camera, but I couldn't capture it. They just kind of bounced into the windows, and I was like, holy crap, how big is this swarm gonna get? It was probably like 50 bees, so it wasn't huge. But there's stuff out here. There's stuff out here that wants to sting you and attack and make a little home and plant its larva in your skin and eat you from the inside out, paralyze you. Certain kinds of shapes that pop out at you. So as you're hiking along, you see something like this, and you just stop right in your tracks. Looks just like a rattler. Thirsty? Come on. Let me get you some water. Boy. So here's a trick I got where I don't take the water bottle all the way out of my pack. It's just easier that way. I can pour it, I can drink it. So we're real close to this thing. It's a mystery right now. That's how a lot of our videos are on the Got Out channel. We don't really know what we're getting into, what we're gonna see, or even sometimes we'll be looking right at it and not know what it is. And I was thinking about that today. I'm not really trying to share history or facts or data or even like locations of where we are. There's other channels that do that. And they do it really well. And I do find that stuff interesting. But what I find more interesting for myself is where we are right now, right in the moment. And a lot of times we'll come up upon something and we'll have no idea what it is. And it just becomes a matter of me trying to figure it out. And a lot of times I get things wrong. And it takes me a few times to encounter the same, whatever it is, an animal or a plant or an insect or some sort of structure, some sort of garbage, whatever I find. It might take me a few times to figure out what I'm really encountering. But living a nomad lifestyle, I think that's really important because you're going to run into things and you got to use your intuition and your past experience based on the locations that you're in, the time of year, the weather, all that stuff comes into play. And good thing is with the phone, you know, I can look that stuff up really quick if I need to. But learning things on your own, trying to figure things out on your own, that's what the Got Out channel is about. And I like sharing our mysterious finds and seeing what you all think and what you all think we're doing wrong. It's a lot of fun. You know, that's really why I do this lifestyle. And for my dogs. My dogs love being outside, and just like me. So let's check out this thing together. Find out what it is. You can see you can see the reflectivity there. It's like right there. You got to be a little bit careful, a little bit cautious when you come up upon man-made refuse, and I think that's what we're going to find here. Now, here's something. I don't know what this thing is. All right, I always feel a lot better when Echo's on his lead, when we're coming up on a mysterious location. I just don't know what kind of animals could be down in here. It's kind of green. It's really green down there. You could find javelinas down there, coyotes, deer, or cows even. And Dodger's, he'll chase small things like rabbits and stuff like that. But, you know, he's old, so he doesn't run too fast anymore. And he always comes back. He doesn't go far. Echo will take off, and he'll be gone for an hour or more sometimes if I lose him. And you can see some of our past videos where I've lost him. Actually, one I just released the other day, and he came back and he was bloody. And he had blood all over the side of his body. It didn't turn out that bad, but it really freaks me out when that happens. Okay, so we're going up this hill. It's probably 20 foot, 25 foot hill here. And I think just on the other side of this, we're gonna get to our destination. I'm slipping a little bit. Just grab onto Echo's leash for some support. Okay. It looks like, yeah, it is what I thought it was. And why is it out here? I have no idea. It's a ski boat. Obviously, right? Yes, Echo. Down here. And there, yeah, good. The dogs are kind of freaked out by it. There's a tape holder over there. It looks like for cassettes or 8-tracks. Probably for cassettes. Looks like for cassettes. Dodger's up there. He doesn't want to have anything to do with this boat. He's been out on the water before, and he's not a huge fan of the water, but he does okay. But I don't think he likes boats that much. This is a great time of day to be hiking. The sun is a little bit vicious, but it's only about 80 degrees, something like that. So it's a good time for us to get out, try to see what we can find. And you know, it's small things like this that make my day feel successful. It's like I found something that people have found this before, obviously, but there's nobody here now. It's just me and the dogs. And that feels special to me. Not many people will see this. All right, that's enough boat footage, I think, for the day. There's a number there on the side. Looks like an AZ, yeah, Arizona. Now that we're here, I just want to hike to the top of this next hill, see what we can see. This is a spot where we're kind of up on these plateaus. We're up really high. And I wasn't planning to stay here, but like I was talking about a few videos ago, you gotta be ready to change things up on the fly as a nomad. When you're living on the road, okay, here's something else. This is cool. Something else to explore. I guess we're gonna have to go down and check this out. It looks like it's just some kind of a power station thing. A few miles out that way, probably like 5 miles that way. And I was gonna spend the night at this rest area as I was heading down into Sedona, but the rest area was closed. They had a temporary rest area set up, but it wasn't big enough for trailers. Now I can hear beeping or buzzing or something. Weird. This is weird. Okay, now I'm kind of getting creeped out. There's some sort of beeping, high-pitched beeping, and it sounds intermittent. Can you hear that? I'm gonna tie up Mr. Echo right now so he doesn't get away from me. Echo, wait. Wait. Okay, there's a tarantula hawk. Holy cow, that thing flew really close. It was kind of blue and green, iridescent black body, and then real bright orange wings. Echo, come here. Okay, we're in it now. We're deep in it. Well, this is kind of the things that happen on the Got Out channel. We go exploring, and then we find something else, and then something else happens, and then we run into animals, and you know, sometimes it's not crazy, but sometimes it's crazy. And right now it feels a little crazy. I wish it wasn't so sunny and hot because I want to get these dogs back to camp. I'm gonna give them some water here in a minute. They'll be fine. We're not even a mile from camp, really. It's an easy hike back, just hilly, but it's a good trail. It's this road. So now after seeing that boat, there's this like power station thing here. I'm gonna call it a power station. I don't really know what it is, which isn't too weird to find out here. But I hear beeping, like dinging, like a bell. I think it's electrical. It's like a buzzer, kind of. So now we're gonna explore that. But then as I'm doing that, this tarantula hawk comes buzzing by. A big one, and I tried to capture it on camera. I don't know if I did. But yeah, these are the kind of things I love, where you can explore and things pop out at you and something else catches your attention. And I'm learning things. Like that tarantula hawk flew so close. I've seen it before, but this one was in full flight, just a few feet from my head. So I could see its body really well. And it's got a beefy body, that wasp. It's called a tarantula hawk. It's not a bird. It's a wasp. And it stings. And it has super powerful stinger. Okay, so now there's this. So you can probably hear that beeping now. Now there is a little fan spinning in this unit up here. So it might just be a squeaky fan. It's probably just a squeaky fan. But that tarantula hawk got so close that I could see its body right there, and it was black and bluish green iridescent. Okay, yeah, let's stop here and you can hear this. So you can definitely hear that. You know, I'm thinking this is some sort of a water pump now that I'm closer. Natural gas. All right, so that was that. Some sort of gas facility thing. Now we're gonna do our hike back. The thing I love about Dodger is he always knows the way back. He's always excited to go back to camp now that he's older. He'll lead us pretty much the whole way back to camp. This way is actually really easy for us because there's a trail, this road. But a lot of times we'll just be hiking in the woods or in the open desert. There's no trail at all. And I'll have no way to know how to get back except to follow this old guy. Okay, let's go down. Easy, easy. Easy. Echo, come here. Come. Notch, come. Okay, we're almost back at camp right now. And I stopped in the same spot where we started from. Because it's about the only piece of shade all the way out there and back to here. It's also out of the wind. So I figured this would be a good spot to wrap things up. Echo, come. Good boy. Hey, thanks for watching the Got Out channel. We're hot. We're gonna get back and get some food, get some treats. I'm gonna take a nap. Oh, Echo's licking my wound, my bloody knee. Oh, he's a good dog. He's a good hiker. Oh my God, it's a swarm of bees. I swear to God. Holy shit. Oh my God. I could hear it coming. You probably didn't see that on camera, but I mean, it was probably 500 bees. You could probably hear it. Holy shit. I didn't know what to do. Dodger's fine, he's right up there. Oh my God. I was just like, I hope they don't see me. I heard it coming and holy cow. I heard it coming. I was like, is that what I've heard about? Is a swarm of bees flying by? And you can hear it coming. And it's like, I heard it coming. Holy cow. That was intense, because I thought, you just think they're gonna come down and attack you, but then you think, why would they be attacking? They're just looking for a new hive. They're just gonna move on. Unless there's something right here that they want, they're gonna just keep going on. And they're aiming right to where my trailer was. And like I said, there was a swarm of bees trying to get at my trailer earlier. So hopefully they're gonna bypass it. But that was a huge swarm. And in my mind, I'm thinking there's nothing I can do. If they come at me, all I can do is run and take the dogs with me, and let's just run. But you can't run around here. There's cactus and rocks and holes and everything. Wow. You probably heard that on camera, and I hope you could see it a little bit. It's crazy. The Got Out channel is crazy sometimes. If you like our videos, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you're watching. We like to know you're watching. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. If you got any ideas what we should do if there's a bee swarm. That was crazy. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our adventures. That was seriously one of the craziest moments. And it's things like that you just think in your head about what's important to you. You're thinking about, what do I do? I'm thinking run, that's all I can do. I'm thinking grab my dogs and run, and we're just gonna run like the wind. If those bees come after us, all we can do is run. They were moving fast, like, I don't think we could outrun them, even if they were flying against the wind. So, my first check was to make sure they're not congregating around the water bowl. Now, I don't usually leave the water bowl out, but I did this time, and it's fine in this case. But every once in a while, there'll be a swarm of bees, and that's why I don't like to leave the water bowl out. I can't believe that. That was crazy. So I'm just checking the trailer now to make sure they didn't congregate onto the trailer. They could get up into the air conditioner, make a nice little nest in there, which would be devastating. But they were flying just past us, kind of up towards this hill here. That was intense. That was intense. For me, that was intense. Because that's something I haven't encountered before. You know, when I was in Quartzsite, I saw a swarm of bees and they had congregated in a tree. And then when I went back, they were gone. And there were tons of them. I mean, a few thousand. This was probably, what flew overhead just now was probably 500 bees. It's so loud, so loud. And then when they were gone, the sound just dissipated and it was silent again. It's like, wow, they were loud. Seeing a swarm of bees congregate in one area, you kind of think, well, they're sitting right there. But when one's flying overhead and I was tucked down in that little cove there, I just didn't know what to do. I kind of felt like, well, it's good I'm in this little cove, like maybe they can't see me or something. But then I'm thinking it's cold here, it's shady. Maybe they're gonna come and maybe they want to rest right where I'm at or something. What if they just decide, what if the queen just like lands on me? I'm assuming there's a queen in that swarm. That's why they're all following each other. What if the queen lands on me or nearby? Then you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. Also in my head, what I realized was they're all flying this way. They're not gonna attack me for no reason. And then I'm thinking, what if they're flying low enough that some of them come into contact with me and get pissed off because I swat at them or something? That was intense for me. But it's also a lot of fun because now I learned, just like I was saying, what happens around you is what you experience. And now I'm knowledgeable a little bit more about the kind of bees you might run into in this part of Arizona, as opposed to just like reading up about them, you know, some random bees in different areas. It's like I'm here, like I had an experience with bees in this area, so I can use that next time I encounter bees in this area. So you become more and more educated about these specific locations, and that's what's great about this lifestyle, is you learn a lot about where you are. Just traveling, you know, a week or two out of the year or a few weeks out of the year, you're not going to get the kind of experiences like we get, like being in one spot for a week or two. We learn a lot about a lot of different places. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Got Out channel. Hit that thumbs up button for us. Let us know you're watching. We like to know you're watching. Don't forget to subscribe because you won't miss any of our crazy adventures that we have. Sometimes they're pretty easy going, simple. Sometimes crazy stuff happens. That was a crazy moment for me.